What if the fabric of reality was but a single thread of something much larger? What if your universe was just one of many, a multiverse?
Welcome back to ScreenCrush, I'm Ryan Airy. Season 1 of Loki might be over, but we won't have to wait long for Loki's return. While Season 2 is confirmed, Loki himself is set to appear in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Who are you? Loki. You think you're some kind of sorcerer?
And that movie is shaping up to be a massive MCU event, with the addition of Scarlet Witch and the connection to Spider-Man No Way Home. But the ending of Loki establishes the big threat for Doctor Strange 2, the impending multiversal war, and all of reality being thrown into chaos. All of this means a lot of madness in the multiverse, which will result in a magical team-up of Doctor Strange, Loki, Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, and more.
Learning of an infinite multiverse includes learning of infinite dangers.
We were introduced to the multiverse in Doctor Strange 1. See, there was the main universe, the quantum realm, the dark dimension, the weird abstract shape dimension, the hands dimension, where all the beings are very handsy, where everyone is always hands-on, where everyone will always give you a hand. Okay, I'll stop now. All of these universes were part of the one sacred timeline, which He Who Remains oversaw and protected. But now, He Who Remains is he who is dead, and there's no one to watch over the timeline. Well, actually there's no timeline at all, since it's split off into infinite branches. And that's how we get the Multiverse of Madness. And this will one day result in all the Kang variants starting another multiversal war.
An infinite amount of start another multiversal war.
But the Kang War will probably happen years down the line. A multiversal war is an event on the scale of Endgame, and it's likely going to be the MCU's version of the Secret Wars. But it's too soon for us to talk about something like that. So Multiverse of Madness will most likely focus on Doctor Strange dealing with the chaos caused by the timeline's branching, and this will lay the groundwork for the eventual Secret Wars. The new timeline branches are going to affect multiple MCU movies, mainly Doctor Strange 2, but also Spider-Man No Way Home, and I'm sure the multiverse will play a role in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, where Kang will be the main villain. Also, I assume the events of Loki will also affect the upcoming show What If. So Loki's pretty much changed the entire MCU.
You've changed things. Forever.
Loki Season 1 ended on a big cliffhanger, where Loki was apparently sent to a different reality, which begs the question, how exactly is Loki going to appear in Doctor Strange 2?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
We aren't sure which Loki we will see in that movie. For all we know, it's going to be a quick cameo. Maybe Strange will encounter a completely different Loki from another universe, like King Loki, who took over the Nine Realms. Maybe it's a Loki who's worthy of Thor's hammer, or a Loki who became the Sorcerer Supreme of his universe. Honestly, can we get Hulky? If there's a movie to make it happen, it's going to be Multiverse of Madness. Also, there's the possibility that it's going to be Prime Loki, meaning Loki who was killed by Thanos, only in his universe, he faked his death, and that's how we got Classic Loki.
So you didn't try to stab him?
Certainly not. I cast a projection of myself, so real, even the mad Titan believed it.
With the timeline branched off, that Loki doesn't have to follow his predetermined path, since I doubt the TVA can oversee so many universes. It actually can be interesting to see that Loki again, since it's the Loki that we've known for a decade. And seeing what's become of him if he survived Infinity War will offer some fascinating stories.
I can't believe you're alive. I saw you die. I mourned you. I cried for you.
I'm honored.
But look, just throwing in Loki as a quick cameo would suck. And let's be real here. The Loki we all want to see in Doctor Strange 2 is our new favorite Loki.
That's me.
Especially since he's so connected to what's going on with the multiverse. But how is Loki going to meet Doctor Strange? Well, we have a few theories. Once Loki realizes he's trapped in a different reality, he'll do whatever he can to find Sylvie. The only way to do that is to prune himself and be sent back to the Void, and then make his way to Castle Kang. But it's not going to be a walk in the park. With the timeline branching off into infinity, what are the implications for the Void? Is there even still one Void? Or are there now infinite Voids across all the timelines? The Void is one of the most dangerous places in the MCU. There are countless variants, and then there's Alioth, who's no longer under He Who Remains control. Or maybe the Loki variants have taken over, and I'm not sure if that's better or worse.
It's worse. It's so much worse.
Any way you cut it, Loki going to the Void means death to him. But love is a powerful motivation, so Loki will go anyways. And just before he gets killed, Doctor Strange can show up and save him. There are a few ways that Strange could find Loki. In Infinity War, Strange saw countless futures. What's to say he didn't witness the timelines branching off?
Went forward in time to view alternate futures.
How many did you see?
14,605,000.
Meaning that he saw the future, but he couldn't know which future was going to come to fruition since the timeline branched off. But he couldn't do anything till it happened, since Strange knows better than anyone that messing with time is a big no-no.
You said 1 out of 14 million we win, yeah? Tell me this is it.
If I tell you what happens, it won't happen.
So, when the multiverse went crazy, Strange feels a strange disturbance in the universe.
I felt a great disturbance in the Force.
Strange might not be aware of the TVA or Kang, but if he saw the future, then he has enough information to act. His job is to protect reality after all. Following the source that caused the timeline to branch off, he ends up in the void and in the process saves Loki. Then Loki can explain to Strange about everything that happened with the TVA, Kang, Sylvie, and the rest, which is a funny turn of events. The guy who stabbed everyone in the back,
I never stab anyone in the back.
is now the guy who's guiding Strange on this multiverse adventure.
You might want a guide. Do you have a bit of experience in that arena?
The interaction between Loki and Strange is going to be fun for sure, a magical buddy cop team-up.
You think you're some kind of sorcerer? Don't think for 1 minute you second-rate.
All right, bye-bye.
Wait, actually, does this Loki even know who Doctor Strange is? Because technically they never met. That was the original Loki. But I guess variant Loki saw his future and read his own file, so we got the TLDR of his future other self about that timeline and his meeting with Strange.
Oh, well, isn't that convenient?
Anyways, Loki and Strange will team up and search for Sylvie through the multiverse. I assume she wouldn't just stay locked up in Kang's castle like some damsel in distress, and she's not in the mood to reunite with Loki. It's more likely she will use Kang's all-powerful time control device thingy to travel the multiverse in search of some answers. But on their adventure, Loki and Strange will encounter something far worse, an angry Scarlet Witch. In WandaVision, she officially became the Scarlet Witch, unlocking her chaos magic achievement that allows her to reshape reality. Sooner or later, she and Strange will have to cross paths. Well, they were actually supposed to meet much sooner. The Nexus commercial in WandaVision set the stage for the multiverse and Wanda to meet Doctor Strange.
Ask your doctor about Nexus, a unique antidepressant that works to anchor you back to your reality, or the reality of your choice.
Tying into the nexus of all realities or the multiverse in Marvel Comics. Multiverse of Madness will serve as a direct continuation of WandaVision, and that post-credits scene might explain Wanda's role in the movie. While Wanda uses her astral form to learn more magic from the Darkhold, she hears the voices of her children crying for help. Now, Billy and Tommy weren't actually real. They were created by Wanda's reality warping powers along with Vision and the Hex. But the thing about the multiverse is that anything that can happen will happen, meaning Billy and Tommy could be real boys in another universe, all part of the timeline branching off. But I think there's more to it. Remember Carl Mordo?
Who?
Back in Doctor Strange 1, Mordo got fed up with people not playing by his rules.
Am I the only one around here who gives a shit about the rules?
The Ancient One was lying to him for ages, drawing her power from the Dark Dimension. And then Steven used the Time Stone to beat Dormammu, and that didn't go down well with by-the-book Carl. And all of this led to his new mission, going after magic users. So when the timeline was branched off, every being with some cosmic awareness must have felt it happen, including Mordo.
Temporal manipulations can create branches in time. Unstable dimensional openings. Spatial paradoxes. Time loops.
Maybe he will blame Strange for this, since the last time they saw each other, Steven messed with time to beat Dormammu. Or he might blame Strange for not doing his job of protecting reality.
Because I see at long last what's wrong with the world. Too many sorcerers.
Mordo wants to limit the number of sorcerers on Earth, so you can imagine his reaction to Wanda's chaos magic in the Westview incident. Now, while Mordo is a master of the mystic arts, I'm pretty sure Wanda's gonna squash him like a tin can in a magic battle. So Carl stands no chance against Wanda. So he's going to need help, and in the process will unleash some unspeakable evil. Hashtag Mephisto confirmed? Nah, I don't think it's going to be Mephisto. No, I think it's going to be Nightmare, which will explain the horror approach that Marvel is taking with this movie.
Now the world belongs to Nightmare.
If I am dreaming, this would be an awesome time to wake up.
Nightmare is what you call a spooky villain. He's the ruler of the dream dimension, tormenting humans while they sleep, sort of like Freddy Krueger and Pennywise combined. So Mordo and Nightmare will team up and go after Strange, Wanda, and Loki in the process. This might explain WandaVision's post-credits scene, where maybe Nightmare is playing on Wanda's mental state, drawing energy from her worst fears and making her hear Billy and Tommy's voices. I bet Nightmare wants to lure Wanda to him and steal her power. With it, he could then prey on the nightmares of infinite people across the multiverse. This might result in Wanda going crazy again and traveling the multiverse in search of her children. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Elizabeth Olsen mentioned that Wanda can now travel between universes at will.
She has a few fun, powers, that, telekinesis, and she can travel between universes.
Yes.
So a powerful being like Wanda using chaos magic to travel into other realities, messing with reality, that's a recipe for some madness in the multiverse.
Look, we've all been there, right? Letting our fear and anger get the best of us. Intentionally expanding the borders of the false world we created.
And that's the mess that Doctor Strange and Loki will have to deal with. And a magical battle between Doctor Strange and Scarlet Witch. Look, yeah, that's going to be one for the ages. Now that being said, Wanda going mad again will undo all of her progress in WandaVision, and it will be a rehash of what she went through in the show. So maybe instead of Wanda just going crazy, she'll have to team up with Strange and Loki, and together they will clash with Mordo and Nightmare in an epic multiversal adventure to save her children. Also, hey, let's add in White Vision, make that big three happen.
What big three? Androids, aliens, and wizards.
And then there's Spider-Man No Way Home, which like Loki and WandaVision also ties into Multiverse of Madness. Strange is set to appear in the movie, serving as Spidey's new daddy mentor, because the MCU Spider-Man just can't do anything without some kind of mentor figure. No Way Home is expected to deal with the multiverse as well, with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield rumored to return. And this is all because of the events of Loki. Now because of this, there's a good chance that Peter will appear in Doctor Strange 2. If that's the case, Doctor Strange 2 is going to become an epic team-up movie featuring Strange, Wanda, Loki, and Spider-Man.
Yes! Yes!
With the chaotic state of the multiverse, we're going to need the multiversal Avengers. Now this is something that can happen in What If with the Guardians of the Multiverse. But the MCU needs its own multiverse Avengers, and the Multiverse of Madness could establish this team, as all of the movies and TV shows will eventually lead to the Kang War, which will serve as the MCU's Secret Wars.
Each variant fighting to preserve their universe and annihilate the others.
All of this makes me so excited for the potential of Multiverse of Madness. The multiverse is clearly going to play a big role in the coming years of the MCU, which puts Doctor Strange 2 at the center of it all. Time will tell how it'll play out, but it sure sounds like it's going to be a wild ride. Anyway, that's what we think is going to happen in Multiverse of Madness. What do you think the movie's going to be about? What should be the name of Doctor Strange's team? Let me know down in the comments below or at me on Twitter. And if it's your first time here, please subscribe. For ScreenCrush, I'm Ryan Airy.